Hello everybody, welcome into another lesson. Today we are going to solve multi-step inequalities. So here we have 2x plus 8, that's greater than 24. Well, basically you're going to solve these like you would a multi-step equation. We have 2x plus 8 on the left, we want to get 2x by itself. So we have plus 8, we got to do minus 8. But of course what you do to one side, you got to do to the other. So 8 minus 8 on the left is 0. You'll just have 2x by itself. So you have 2x. Whoops, I almost forgot the minus 8 on the 24. That'd be greater than 24 minus 8, which would be 16. So now we have 2x is greater than 16. Well, we have 2x. We want to solve for just x. So you got to divide both sides by 2. On the left, the 2's cancel out. You'll just have x is greater than 16 divided by 2. That's 8. So the answer is x is greater than 8. That's what you would get, x greater than 8. And I got some more. Alright. We have 6q plus 4 is less than or equal to 28. Alright, so 6q plus 4 is less than or equal to 28. Well, we want to get that 6q by itself. We have plus 4, so we need to do a minus 4. So we have 6q plus 4 minus 4 is less than or equal to 28 minus 4. So then on the left side you have 4 minus 4 at 0. That just leaves 6q by itself, which would be less than or equal to 28 minus 4. Well, that'd be 24. So now we got 6q is less than or equal to 24. Well, we have 6q. We want to solve for just q. So you divide both sides by 6. Left side, you have the 6's canceling out. You're just left with q. Will be less than or equal to 24 divided by 6. That's 4. So then q is less than or equal to 4. That's the answer you get. Q is less than or equal to 4. Alright, what do we got here next? We got 3y minus 1 is less than or equal to 5. Alright, so 3y minus 1 is less than or equal to 5. Well, we want to get that 3y by itself. We have minus 1, so we need to add 1. So I want to write in a different color for the working of the problem. I always like to do that. Alright, so we have minus 1, you'll have to do plus 1. So 3y minus 1 plus 1 is less than or equal to 5 plus 1. So on the left side, negative 1 plus 1 is 0. You're just left with 3y on the left. That would be less than or equal to 5 plus 1, which is 6. So now you're left with 3y is less than or equal to 6. Well, you have 3y, you want to solve for y, you got to divide both sides by 3. So on the left side, the 3's will cancel out. You'll just have y is less than or equal to 6 divided by 3. Well, that's 2. So y is less than or equal to 2. That's the answer you would get. Alright, what's next? We got 9t minus 5 is less than or equal to negative 14. So we have 9t minus 5 is less than or equal to negative 14. Well, we want to get that 9t by itself. We have minus 5. We need to do plus 5. So we'll have 9t minus 5 plus 5 is less than or equal to that negative 14 plus 5. Well, on the left, negative 5 plus 5 is 0. You're just left with 9t is less than or equal to negative 14 plus 5. That's negative 9. So you got 9t is less than or equal to negative 9. Well, you just want to get t. We have 9t, so you got to divide both sides by 9. On the left side, the 9's will cancel out. You're just left with t is less than or equal to negative 9 divided by 9. That's negative 1. So t is less than or equal to negative 1. Alright, we have 3 plus 4c is greater than negative 13. So we got 3 plus 4c is greater than negative 13. Well, first thing I would do is use the commutative property of addition to switch the 4c and 3 around. So what you would have is 4c plus 3 is greater than negative 13. Alright, so now we want to get the 4c by itself. Well, we have plus 3, so we need to do minus 3. So you'll have 4c plus 3 minus 3 is greater than negative 13 minus 3. Well, 3 minus 3, that's 0 on the left. You're just left with 4c. That would be greater than negative 13 minus 3. That's negative 16. So we have 4c is greater than negative 16. Well, we have 4c. We want to solve for just c. So you'll divide both sides by 4. On the left, the 4's will cancel out. You just have c is greater than negative 16 divided by 4. That's going to be negative 4. So the answer you would get is c is greater than negative 4. Okay, I got about 7 more problems here. So we got 9 plus 2p is less than or equal to 15. Alright, so 9 plus 2p is less than or equal to 15. Well, I would use the commutative property of addition to switch the 2p and the 9 around. So what you'll have is 2p plus 9 is less than or equal to 15. Well, we have 2p plus 9. We want to get 2p by itself. We have plus 9, so we need to do minus 9. So 2p plus 9 minus 9 is less than or equal to 15 minus 9. So on the left side, 9 minus 9, that cancels out. You'll just have 2p is less than or equal to 15 minus 9, which is 6. So you have 2p is less than or equal to 6. Well, we got 2p, we want to just get p, which means you got to divide both sides by 2. So on the left side, your 2's will cancel out. You just have p is less than or equal to 6 divided by 2, that's 3. So p is less than or equal to 3. Alright, should be 6 more for today. And then we can go on to other things. Alright, so this is a little bit different. So we have 4 minus 3k is less than or equal to 19. So 4 minus 3k is less than or equal to 19. Well, you can use the fact you have 4 minus 3k is the same as 4 plus negative 3k. If we remember, when you subtract, you're adding a negative, which means we can use the commutative property to switch the 4 and the negative 3k around. So what you would get is negative 3k plus 4 is less than or equal to 19, okay? Now, we have that negative 3k plus 4. We want to just get the negative 3k by itself. So, we have plus 4, we need to do minus 4. So you'll have negative 3k plus 4 minus 4 is less than or equal to 19 minus 4. Well, on the left side, 4 minus 4 is 0. You're just left with negative 3k all by itself. That'd be less than or equal to 19 minus 4, which is 15. So you got negative 3k is less than or equal to 15. Okay, well, we got negative 3k. We want to solve for just k. So you got to divide both sides by negative 3. Alright, so on the left side, the negative 3's cancel out. You just have k. Now, since you're dividing by a negative, it flips the sign of an inequality. Whenever you divide by a negative, that less than or equal to would turn into a greater than or equal to. 15 divided by negative 3, that's negative 5. So the answer you would actually get is k is greater than or equal to negative 5. Because remember, whenever you divide or multiply by a negative number when you have inequalities, it flips the sign around. We got 5 more problems. Alright, so we got 16 minus 4n is greater than 20. Alright, so 16 minus 4n is greater than 20. Well, once again, I would go ahead and use that commutative property of addition to switch the 16 and negative 4n around. So what you'll get is negative 4n plus 16 is greater than 20. Alright, well, we have negative 4n plus 16. We want to get that negative 4n by itself. You have plus 16, that means you need to do minus 16. So you'll have negative 4n plus 16 minus 16 is greater than 20 minus 16. Well, on the left side, 16 minus 16 is 0. You just have negative 4n. That'd be greater than that 20 minus 16. Well, that's 4. So now you got negative 4n is greater than 4. Well, we got negative 4n. We want to just get n. So you got to divide both sides by negative 4. So on the left side, the negative 4's will cancel out. You're just left with n. But since you've divided this inequality by a negative number, it flips that greater than sign into a less than sign. And then you'll have 4 divided by negative 4. That's negative 1. So the answer you would get is n is less than negative 1. Alright, we got negative 3b plus 4 is less than negative 2. So we got negative 3b plus 4 is less than negative 2. Well, we got that plus 4 with the negative 3b. We want to get that negative 3b by itself. We have plus 4, so we need to do minus 4. So you'll have negative 3b plus 4 minus 4 is less than negative 2 minus 4. Well, 4 minus 4 on the left, that's 0. That just leaves negative 3b by itself. That'd be less than negative 2 minus 4. That's negative 6. So now we have negative 3b is less than negative 6. Well, we got negative 3b. We want to just get b. We got to divide both sides by negative 3. So on the left side, the negative 3's will cancel out. You'll just have b. But since you've divided by a negative, that flips that less than sign into a greater than sign. And negative 6 divided by negative 3, that's positive 2. So the answer you would get is b is greater than 2. And you may be wondering, well, if you're dividing by a negative, why does it flip the sign? Well, let's put in some values here, okay? Let's say you put in, let's say we kept it less than 2. Let's say we did that. So you put in b equals 1. You put b equals 1 in here. You'd have negative 3 plus 4, which would be 1. 1 is definitely not less than negative 2. That'd be a false statement. If you put in b equals 0, you just get 4 less than negative 2. Also a false statement. But if you put in something like 3, so negative 3 times 3, that's negative 9 plus 4, that's negative 5 would be less than negative 2. So that's why whenever you divide or multiply by a negative, it flips the sign. Alright, 3 more. We got negative 5a minus 8 is greater than 12. So we got negative 5a minus 8 is greater than 12. Well, we got negative 5a minus 8. We want to get that negative 5a by itself. We have minus 8, so we need to add 8. So negative 5a minus 8 plus 8 is greater than 12 plus 8. Well, on the left side, negative 8 plus 8 is 0. You're just left with negative 5a. That would be greater than 12 plus 8, which is 20. Okay. Well, we got negative 5a. We want to just solve for a. Well, you got to divide both sides by negative 5. So on the left side, the negative 5s will cancel out. You're just left with a. But again, since we've divided by a negative number, that'll flip that greater than sign into a less than sign. Then you have 20 divided by negative 5. That's negative 4. So the answer is a is less than negative 4. That's what you would get. Should have 2 more problems. Then we'll be done for the day. Good one. You have 2 times the quantity of n plus 3 is less than negative 4. So we got 2 times the quantity of n plus 3 is less than negative 4. Well, you treat this like you would any problem where you have grouping symbols. You would do your distributive property on the left. So 2 times n, that's going to be 2n, plus that 2 times 3, that's 6. So you get 2n plus 6 is less than negative 4. Well, we got 2n plus 6. We want to just get 2n by itself. We have plus 6, so we need to do minus 6. So you have 2n plus 6 minus 6 is less than negative 4 minus 6. So on the left side, 6 minus 6, that's 0. That just leaves 2n by itself. Would be less than negative 4 minus 6, that's negative 10. So now we're reduced to 2n is less than negative 10. Well, we got 2n, we want to just solve for n. So we got to divide both sides by 2. So let's go ahead and do that. The left side, the 2's cancel out. You'll just have n. Now, since we've divided by a positive, we do not flip the sign. We leave it alone. So n would be less than negative 10 over 2. That would be negative 5. So the answer is n is less than negative 5. One more problem, then we're done for the day. Alright, so we have 2 times the quantity of d plus 1 is greater than 16. So we have 2 times the quantity of d plus 1 is greater than 16. Well, let's do our distributive property again since we have grouping symbols. You'll take 2 times d, that would just be 2d, plus 2 times 1, that'd be 2, would be greater than 16. So now you have 2d plus 2 is greater than 16. Well, we have 2d plus 2. We just want to get that 2d by itself. So we have plus 2. We need to do minus 2. You'll have 2d plus 2 minus 2 is greater than 16 minus 2. On the left side, 2 minus 2 is 0. You're just left with 2d all by itself. That'd be greater than 16 minus 2, which is 14. So now you have 2d is greater than 14. Well, we have 2d. We want to just get d. We got to divide both sides by 2. Let's go ahead and do that. On the left side, the 2's will cancel out. You're just left with d. And since we divided by a positive, 14 divided by 2 is 7. You'd have d greater than 7. Since you divided by a positive, you don't have to flip the sign. You leave the sign alone. So the answer to this is d is greater than 7. That's exactly what you would get. So that's really all there is to these inequalities. Just you treat them like you would a normal equality, normal equation, but instead it's inequalities. And of course, remember, if you multiply or divide by a negative sign, you flip the sign at the end. So that's been it for this section. Next lesson's going to be very introductory quadratic equations, which would mean like x to the second power equals a number. We're going to solve those, which is going to lead us into Pythagorean theorem in our final unit of pre-algebra, the geometry unit. So I hope everyone has a good day. Take care.